Don't select the destination based on what others have achieved.
Why choose USA for higher studies?
So 97% is getting recruited.
What sort of a job market?
Do the comparison based on your objective of what you want to do. Having Fortune 500 companies in and around the campus. In order to have a good life, I think you should have a good education.
Expert Education and Visa Services, your trusted education partner.
Hello and welcome to another exciting session of Expert Tea Talk. Today we have an absolute fine personality on the show, the Business Development Manager in Uni Global University Systems, Country Representative for Webster University, Florida Polytechnic University, Concordia University, Chicago, Anaz Hussain. Hello Anaz, how are you doing?
Hi Mithili, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good too. Okay, so speaking of the United States of America, I'll directly ask you, why choose USA for higher studies?
Yeah, it's a good question, and then I think I have a very straightforward answer for international students, for Sri Lankan students. USA is being the number one destination for higher studies. Why not USA? You have so many options and so many opportunities for USA, and USA is being very straightforward and having the best education system in the world. I think you should probably consider USA as the first option.
So what are the most popular programs?
USA, for that instance, I would recommend for Sri Lankan students to focus on a major which is like very popular on the STEM category for technology. So technology is a very popular program in the USA. Apart from that, apart from STEM programs, we have programs like interactive digital media, and we have animation, and we have fine arts, we have dancing, and we have stage management, and then we have accounting, and then psychology. 120 programs. So we have to pick and choose. So if you want to choose one of these programs, you need to decide what is your dream and what program that you need to study, and then you can pick and choose one of the major program, and also you can select a minor program which will make you an expert person in that particular subject.
So what sort of a job market that you offer in USA and around the world for the fellow individuals who are planning to have their higher studies abroad?
Yeah, in our universities, we have a good percentage. I mean, 97% of our students get internship after their high studies under OPT option, and also students benefit from CPT, which is curricular practical training. So it can be full-time, part-time, paid, unpaid, but it depends on the program that you are studying. If you want to do a CPT option, you can always talk to your university student affairs department and apply for a CPT. And OPT is it's a guaranteed thing that all the student will get for minimum 1 year up to 36 months. So if you are studying on STEM category, you will get 36 months. And in terms of jobs, there is a drastic improvement from 2019 to 2020 by 11% of the job market has been increased, and then they have predicted about 3.5 million jobs by 2025 will be created for international students. So these opportunities are for international students. Apart from that, companies like Google, Facebook and Microsoft has written to USCIS, which is United States Citizenship and Immigration Service, asking for US STEM designated students to stay back and increase or give more opportunities, because their main target for next couple of years is going to be technology. And there is a technological boom in the US market. US being the technology leader in the world, a lot of companies, a lot of tech startups, with the COVID situation, a lot of companies have evolved, our lives have changed. So people, every business, every institute, every organization are moving towards the technological, I would say artificial intelligence, or some businesses are mainly depending on data analytics, or they are into data business. So they want expert people or skilled students who are studying in the US and to fulfill these jobs. So they welcome international students. And out of that jobs, 77% are from the South Asian region. So in that 62% from India. So we being the closest to India, and we know as Sri Lankans, we have a lot of IT experts and IT graduates coming. So I think USA is a good option for them. I think they should consider as the first. So job market is there, and we have enough statistics to show that all the students who are studying in the US will end up doing a job. And then also US government has given a facility to change their F1 visa to H1B visa. After their studies, they can change their student visa to a working visa. So I think it's pretty straightforward. That option is pretty much attractive for international students.
If I ask you this, how is the USA universities and the overall USA economy contributing the students who are planning to study abroad, who's planning to study in the USA?
USA education system is very flexible. Example, our Webster University is a liberal arts university. So under liberal arts university, there are different types of universities in the US. So you have community colleges, you have public universities, and you have private not-for-profit university. So out of this, most popular category is liberal arts. So in this, student has the freedom to select their programs. And like I mentioned previously also, they can choose 2 majors at once. If they want to change their major, if they feel like I should study something really the opportunities are there. If they want to change, if they feel that they are more interested or they are more skilled to another major, they can simply swap the major that they are studying, or they can do both together and end up getting a dual degree. And also there are programs that you can choose emphasis in whatever expertise that you want. For an example, if you want to do computer science, you also can do a degree computer science emphasis in cybersecurity. And also you have specialty programs like Masters in Healthcare Administrator, and also you have Bachelors in Healthcare Administrator. Those are specialty programs which a lot of jobs are available in the market. So USA is like for students, they study in a particular program. USA will they give opportunities for students from the same major to go out and then start doing a job, not doing the odd jobs and trying to find an opportunity out there, but it's a very straightforward. So I think as a country, USA, if you are a serious student, you have a pretty good future there in terms of jobs.
So with that straightforward environment and the flexibility, how far does the demand go for a student who's graduated in USA?
So graduated USA, it's a 4-year bachelor's degree in the US, and the master is 2 years. So every student who is applying for graduate, it should have minimum of 12 years of studies. And then for masters, it will be 16 years of studies. So when they graduate, they'll be eligible for 1 year post-study work permit. In USA, we call it OPT, Optional Practical Training. And then they can do 1 year, and then they can change that visa to their employer. If the employer is really interested in keeping you for further, you can change your visa during that OPT. So OPT is given for students to stay back after their graduation and look for the opportunities that are available inside the country. So country has created the industry and the market, job market is there. A lot of Sri Lankan students are more towards the entrepreneurship right now. A lot of tech startups coming in. And because of the ecosystem businesses, a lot of people are moving towards the technology startup. And that is where I think they can contribute to the country as well. And then working for a company, they can create more jobs, and they can create more stable economy in terms of as a country. So they can get that exposure while they are studying in the US. US being the main hub for technology startup. And they also get opportunities to start on their own. And then there are enough and more opportunities for them to go and pitch their business idea and looking for investors. And this option is also there for students while they're studying in the US. If they're really smart and if they're really skilled, and if they're really passionate about what they do, I think it's a pretty much easy thing that for them to become find a pathway which is successful. So for jobs available, so that is why USA is being always easy for recruitment, because you are going for a program, and then you will be able to find a job in the same industry, so that student will not get distracted in between their studies or after studies. So they will be in the same major, and then they also can study something else while they are doing, if they feel that they should be qualified. They can do, example, if you do a master's general MBA, you also can do the master's in information technology management if you are not from a technology background. Students from hospitality industry, like you can say designations like food and beverage manager or revenue manager or front office manager, not from the IT background. So if they feel that they should have IT because it's a very vital key element in today's business everywhere. If you take hospitality, tourism, or any business that you talk, you need information technology right now. So you can do masters in information technology management. This program is basically for students who are coming from non-technical background. So you have a master's, general master's, and also you have a master's in information technology management, which will lead you to higher hierarchy positions in the same field. If you are a revenue manager, food and beverage manager, if you are looking for a career progression like general manager or maybe a vice president or director in that particular department, yes, you need to have this qualification, and it will definitely add value to your career. So you have these options to study, and they welcome people from this background as well. Studying in the US, being given priority for any part of the world or company or university, because they come from a strong background of theoretical and practical knowledge both together. So they are a US graduate who has studied in the US, actually an asset to a company. They welcome students from many companies. That's the same reason why we have our university internships, companies like Google, USAID, and we have Disney World, we have Facebook, LinkedIn, Accenture, having Fortune 500 companies in and around the campus. About 15 to 20 Fortune 500 companies come every year to recruit students from our universities. So 97% is getting recruited. So the 3%, for whatever the reason, that they are not getting recruited, but 97, I'm sure our Sri Lankan students can fit into that 97%.
That is absolutely an interesting detail on the demand that a student will gain after being graduated in USA. If I ask you this, it's quite evident that there are other destinations that is offering the same programs. Why should a student choose USA?
So, you being an international student in the US, if you want to choose, if you are doing a comparison with the other countries, do the comparison based on your objective of what you want to do. Don't select the destination based on what others have achieved. You must see what you want to achieve. And then for that instance, various students, they choose this destination based on their family or their family involvement, or maybe influenced by others or friends, family, uncle, auntie. It can be like, people start talking, you come to this country, I'll help you, all that. But if you are an international student, you always consider yourself as an individual. You should work for your betterment. So in that case, USA, if you want to achieve something in your career, you study for that 4 years, for 4 years or 2 years, and then our universities will help you. Student affairs department will help you in terms of career guidance and how you want to prepare yourself for jobs available in the market. And they are very well connected. Luckily, our academic staff are mostly from the industry. So they have good connections with these companies, and they have worked for these big companies before, and then they should be able to help you a lot in terms of career guidance. And you should be able to, after completion of your degree, you should be able to secure a good job. So comparing to other countries, there are pros and cons everywhere. So you should decide what is good for you, what is not right for you. So based on that, my answer to that is do your homework, do the research what you want. If you do, why I'm saying is, if you do a research on what destination you should choose for your higher studies, I think USA has the most number of positive side of it, because it's the #1 destination, and then good education system, flexibility, jobs are there, and recognized around the world. I mean, if you are studied from USA, you can go and work in other parts of the world. And being USA being the technology leader and to the other industries, the trend started from there. As you know, if you take the Hollywood industry also, most of our Webster University students get to work in these animation movies in the production crew, and because of that, USA University, our Webster University is giving opportunity for students to start finding a proper job after their graduation, and our students have got the industry aspect, industry knowledge while they're studying, and then they are the best fit after their graduation for industry work. And a lot of students also get to work with the research projects, and then we have research data centers, and then we have institutes where are specifically working on industry research based projects. Students, while they're studying, they get to work on these projects as well. So they are very well equipped and very well they are prepared for postgraduate or after their graduation for jobs. Soon after their graduation, they picked up for these jobs, and then we have enough statistics to show that students have you name these big animation movies in the Hollywood. They have our students are being there working for this production team. And for an example that I can say, our alumni is really powerful. The current US Defense Secretary is also one of the alumni of Webster University, and then we have so many other alumni. We have a good alumni in the university, so they also come and help these youngsters, students who are coming out of the university for them to find a better career after the studies. So I think, if you ask me what is the best destination, I would obviously say USA, because I work for USA universities. But being very, for listeners who are listening, for students, I think choose the right destination based on your objective. Don't choose the destination based on others' interest, or you will end up in something that you don't like. In today's world, you should do what you love, and then you should love what you do. So it is based on your interest. But do the research and find the best program and the best country that you can study. USA will welcome all of you, all the students. So if you want to come to US, come to Expert. Get in touch. I'll be happy to assist anyone who wants to go to US.
Yes, so we've been slightly touching on the STEM program. Apart from the STEM, what are the other programs that will benefit the students?
Apart from STEM, psychology, you can study. There are good, interest coming from international students. Our universities, I specifically talk about our universities because we have a good South Asian population in the universities. So our admission team, our university staff understand our students very well. They know the quality of our students and their education background. So a lot of students come for business management and accounting, and then psychology, and then human resource, and healthcare administrator. So these are the major programs out of non-STEM. But STEM also, I always recommend STEM programs because I see in Sri Lanka, being a Sri Lankan, I see we have a huge potential of capturing the technology market, and we have a good skill in the country. So we can more focus on the technology which comes under STEM. So the student also get benefit more on the STEM, and they can find a better future and then serve back to our country and become entrepreneurs, and they can start on their own or work for some time in the US, get established, come back to Sri Lanka, start on your own, or you have so many options that you can pick and choose after you finish your studies, because that's the good part of US studies, because you are a global citizen once for all, once you study in the US, because it's a number one destination. Again, I will say number one, it's not because I promote, it's the statistics talk. And then more than 4,500 universities. I think you are in a global village when you are studying in the US. I think you can pretty much get adapt to any culture or any other country, look for better options. It should not be particularly on PR based, but you can find better options than PR sometimes. I have experienced students who are mainly focusing on PR, but not focusing on their studies. But if you focus on your studies here 100% while you're studying in the US, and then you have many options that are available in the US and outside the US. So I think students should focus more on programs, not only STEM, non-STEM also. If they want what they want to do, if they know, I think they should be able to find a better way.
Yes, true that we have all these opportunities in the USA, but it's so far noticeable that some people, some students themselves are insecure about the visa procedure. Why are Sri Lankans so worried about the visa?
Okay, so you said why Sri Lankans? Yeah, so I think it's less awareness that we have given to our students. US has not been talk of the town for last couple of years. A lot of students go to for a reason, they choose other destination for various reasons. But US is very straightforward. Like I said, you don't have to worry about visa procedure. We have embassy in Colombo. I think if I to touch base on the visa process is that first you need to obtain a letter of acceptance from the university, and then you need to get your identity document, which needs your English test results and also your financial documents. So with that you will be getting an I-20. So after that you should pay your survey fee, and then you should apply for a visa appointment. So visa appointment is to make sure that you are a student who come to USA, and then they need to make sure that what I feel like what I have experienced, they look at you as a student, and then as a prospective person who will stay back in the country, or you will study and come back. So your main objective for that particular reason should be studies. You should not, like I told before, you should not consider or you should not think or plan yourself for something which is after 4 years. Mainly our students, I think where they go wrong is that they think about the PR option first. So you're restricting yourself for a PR, which you have so many other opportunities that you have in life. So we should focus on one thing. So if you are going for higher studies, or if you are choosing higher study as a vehicle to go to another country, I think then you are going wrong there. Then if you go to the visa interview, I think you will not be able to answer this question. That is one reason I think most of the students are not very comfortable with the interview, because they feel like it's most of the time our visa is getting rejected. For the same reason why some people think USA is expensive. That's a myth. I think USA is not expensive. To take our courses, I think it's range from $15,000 US to $25,000 US average. So I think it's a good affordable fees that comparing to other countries and other programs. So USA is not expensive, but if you are someone who is thinking to study, then USA, yes, you can you will not have any problem with the visa. But if you are planning on going to a country, not study and earn money and send back home, or maybe you want to work and earn money and save money, I think you should apply for a work visa, not student visa. So that is where I think most of the students are, maybe that is the reason why USA is being neglected, because student wants to find out the easiest path, or they want to find the least option, the easiest option that they can go for. I think a better future, or maybe in today's world, nothing will have, nothing is easy. For everything, you need to put your hard work and study well, and then you need to sacrifice your whatever that in order to achieve something, you need to sacrifice something else. So that in order to have a good life, I think you should have a good education. So I think for visa purpose, if everything is straightforward and you have fulfilled as a genuine student, I think your English test and then also your financials are good. I think your objective of studying in the US is also very clear why you are studying this program. Then definitely visa will not be a problem, because there is no reason why they should reject your visa. I think you should have the proper consultation first, and then most of the students, they don't get proper consultation or proper idea of what they want to do. I think students will not do. Students also need to do their homework and do their own research. That is where they also will be able to answer the questions that are coming from the visa officer. I think if you do that right, I think there is no problem in getting the visa.
You heard the expert. Be comfortable, feel confident. You'll step on land full of opportunities. Thank you so much, Anaz, for joining us on the show today. It was great talking to you, and I guess A lot of questions are clarified through the conversation that we had today. But don't worry, if you have any questions to be clarified, you can contact us, Expert Education Sri Lanka. So until we see you again, stay safe.
Expert Education and Visa Services, your trusted education partner.